My name's Soltys. I've been a technician for 16 years now. I'm originally from Beaumont, Alberta. I moved to Manitoba about 14 years ago, and I've been working at the Minnedosa Vet Clinic for the last 11 years now. One of the things I really like about the easybosse is its simplicity. It's not a very complex instrument, and it's light and easy to handle. So a person of my size, I can easily wield this with one hand and manage the animal's head with the other hand, so it makes insertion easy for me. And once it's in, it gives me some nice control that I wouldn't otherwise expect to have had with such a simple hand tool. Most of the animals I've used it on have accepted it really well. Once I get it in, they just take it and start chewing on it, munching away and focusing on it. There has been a few that have been harder to get in, and typically it's because they're just already sort of upset with us being around them. But again, once I get it in, they settle in quite nicely. I've really noticed a lot of the bulls that we're using it in for measuring for the semen testing, and even the odd one we've completed a semen test with it in, they stand so much nicer. They're not waving around and dancing with their back feet. They just stand steady. One of the experiences I've had with it recently was quite remarkable. We had a bull that needed his end of his tongue amputated. We attempted to do the amputation with some local freezing, and we initially just used a mouth gag in the bull's mouth to try the freezing, which puts my hands in relatively close proximity to the needle that the veterinarian would be using for the freezing. So it puts me in a bit of an uncomfortable position, and the bull was throwing his head around quite a bit. I suggested that we put the easybosse in and see how he responded to that, and it was remarkable. He stood still and he let us freeze that tongue, and I felt safe. The owner's impression of it was they were very impressed with how he stood in comparison to using just the mouth gag. So that incident is one that I really was amazed on how effective it was for that bull. In my experience, you want to insert this instrument fully right to the corner of the bend, so it's right at the corner of their mouth. Anytime I've seen it partially inserted, the animal really doesn't focus on the instrument. They are still focused on what's going on, and then it really leaves the instrument ineffective. And I feel like if it's not going to go in all the way, then you might as well just back off and stay away from their head, because it's not going to do them any favors if it's not in all the way. We've certainly taken it out to farm calls with us and demonstrated it for people on the farm, and we've been able to market a few of them that way. They see the response in the animals, how they steady their head, and they plant their feet, and they're easier to manage. They overall seem to be pretty impressed, again, with the simplicity of the device and how well it works. And so I've certainly had a few people that have been quite amazed. The couple that had that bull with the tongue amputation were very, very surprised on how just a simple switch of device made such a difference in their animal. I feel like the use of the easybosse is really good at keeping the animal focused on something other than the painful procedure going on, which allows us to be more efficient at what we're doing, complete it in a faster manner, and have them moved on to a more comfortable situation afterwards because we can get it done. So while it does take a couple seconds to insert it in the beginning, typically the procedure we're doing will speed up because they're standing still and accepting of what's going on. So I definitely feel like it's a benefit for everybody's safety around the livestock.